Now, your most accurate forecast from the First Coast News Weather Team, sponsored by AC Designs.
Everybody, let's continue now with Nicole. Nicole, and timing of this, as you watch a potential hurricane, and don't anticipate it becoming subtropical storm and then perhaps tropical storm. It may go straight from being subtropical into being a hurricane, depending on just how quickly this thing intensifies and gets up to that 74-mile-an-hour mark, which would happen sometime Wednesday evening. As it does make landfall Thursday, again, the landfalling area doesn't matter. All of our winds by Thursday and into Friday, that's when it's going to be its worst. But notice how quickly it's a trough, a cold front essentially, that's going to be dipping in that pushes this thing out of here so quickly. By Friday afternoon or really Saturday morning, it's up in the Carolinas. So let's get through Wednesday, Thursday, Friday. Where you see the kind of maroon colors here, this is tropical storm warning and storm surge warning, as we're going to have surges 3 to 5 feet at the coast and along the river, and this will impact high tides over the next several days as well. And you can already see the northeast wind, the rain's coming in off the coast, and that's just going to be stacking up the ocean water. That's called fetch. And when we refer to fetch, you can see just how massive this system is, your center of circulation here, but some of the strongest winds still a couple hundred miles out and away. You just see how asymmetrical this is, and that's why this is subtropical. Tropical would need more of a symmetrical look. You know what I'm talking about, the true classic look around an organized center of circulation. Now, it very well could become more organized as we see it move towards Florida. And here is a closer look now at some of the rain that is now falling south of St. Johns County, Palm Coast, but we could see some showers coming on to St. Augustine here over the evening. So fetch is the word, kind of the watchword of this system, because while your center is here off the Abacos and the out islands of the Bahamas, the strongest winds, where you see in purple, you could get 40 to 50 mile an hour sustained winds, 60 mile an hour gusts. All of this area, this massive area of this storm, is continually pushing ocean water up towards the First Coast and southeast Georgia. And that's why we have our storm surge warnings in effect. And that's why the weather right now is just as important with this system as it will be when this thing is at its peak Thursday and into Friday. So in your important high tides, we'll have some important highs, especially Wednesday night at 9. We're going to watch that for higher than normal tides, and tides that are getting trapped essentially into the St. Johns River and the Intracoastal Waterway. Thursday 9:40 p.m. and then Friday morning 10 a.m. because, as we mentioned, by Friday afternoon this thing should be pulling away, but these will be your big important high tides. These are for Mayport and the beaches. So if you're along the immediate beach, this will apply to you. If you're inland a bit, then you'll add an hour or two. Your computer model forecast, the rains really beginning in earnest here. The widespread rains coming Wednesday night. You can see this is where the computer model forecast has this becoming potentially the hurricane, but those strongest, most powerful winds will be to the north. So Thursday through Friday for Duval, tidal water is about 8 inches higher than Ian for Duval, with gusts up to 50 miles an hour. St. John's, Flagler, Wednesday evening to Friday, tidal flooding 3 to 5 feet above normal. We'll have a 7-day forecast for you coming up here at the very end of the broadcast, and I'll explain a little more.